Welcome to this episode of Jason Mitchell Outdoors. Today's show takes us to the Missouri River, Francis Case, to be specific. We're fishing with one of the original Missouri River guides, one of the men that really started a lot of the industry that we see out in this area today.
You're a pretty decent fish.
Hey, there you go, Gary.
Okay, nice walleye. We moved out to Chamberlain in '77. We just started fishing on our own, and then during the midsummer of '77 we started the guide service on a small limited basis, taking just a few people out, and it started going from there.
How long have you had the motel?
We've had the motel since we got into the motel business in 1977. There was no other guides on the entire Missouri River system except us when we first started. We were the first ones to promote it, the first one to advertise it, and it turned out to be a great success. We've been at the business since 1977, going into '78, and during the time span that we started this guiding on the Missouri River, most of the original guides that started on this reservoir, like Bob Probst, Mike McClellan, Tony Dean, they were just getting into the era of the fishing industry as we were getting involved in the guide service and the fishing in Chamberlain. Ken Hutchison was another one of the guides. It was one of the original guides. At the time when those guys started fishing on the Missouri River, they all fished for Allen's guide service in Chamberlain, South Dakota, out of the Hillside Motel. Good bunch of guys. Some of them are still guiding. Most of them are.
Those are some pretty big names in the industry. That's a pretty serious lineup.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's some of the top.
When you look at it, I mean,
there's some of the top walleye fishermen at one time in the midwestern part of the United States, especially Bob Probst and Mike McClellan. Got a nice one on, huh?
Yeah, nice eater.
Yeah, that's a nice walleye right here.
Boy, that's fun when they thump a jig, especially this time of the year.
That's a nice fish, about 16 inches.
When did things really begin to take off in this area as far as seeing people coming here to fish?
Probably about 1980. The town of Chamberlain exploded with fishermen.
I remember you were doing a lot of seminars and you were doing a lot of traveling, doing sport shows, things like that in the wintertime, and that was really the kind of what a lot of people in the industry consider the golden era of walleye fishing, in the sense that there was so much new information coming out.
But that business was all generated through going to 7-8 sports shows back at that time during the winter and promoting it with seminars.
As far as the quality of the fishing itself and the state of the fishery, you guys have had some tremendous fishing out here, and my goodness, the number of walleyes that you've caught, I mean, it's in the thousands. But compared to back then, how does the fishery rate now?
Well, I'd say the fishery right now is probably not as good right now as what it was back in the earlier days. We're not probably catching maybe not quite catching the numbers and the size, but overall, with all the fishing pressure and with the spawns that we got out here in the river, the fishery has held up good. Our guide service right now is probably by far better than it's ever been. We're doing a tremendous amount with our fishing. The guiding, we're busy. We catch limits and limits of fish every day. We have days that we go out and catch and release anywhere from 100 to 200 walleyes in a day up on Lake Sharpe and also on Francis Case. And so overall, I'd say the overall picture is maybe not as good right now because of the size, but still the numbers on the big lake up north is still excellent.
There we go. There's a tasty walleye, huh?
Fish right there.
Yeah. That's a nice eating fish right there. This reservoir is known for producing a lot of walleyes, producing a lot of eater-sized walleyes. That's kind of what people come here for, isn't it? Is to catch a lot of fish.
Yeah, mostly the small walleyes, the 1 to 3 pound class fish is what we catch mostly out here.
Yeah, that perfect frying pan size.
Perfect eaters. They're just great fish to catch, fun to catch, and the numbers, the quantities, there's a lot of them. There he is. It's a good walleye for up here. There you are. Get him?
There, you got him. I'll net him here for you. Do you want to net him, Gary?
Yeah,
Go
I'll
ahead.
have a net here. Another pretty decent fish, huh?
Yeah.
Decent walleye.
Gary, this is a pretty common tactic too, as far as fishing these bluffs. These fish are up here spawning on this riprap, or this hard bottom that's created by these bluffs, and basically anglers are just pitching jigs along here.
Yeah, that's just a common way to fish them during the spring. The walleyes are in the spawn right now. That's the reason why we're fishing the shallow water, and they're spawning in these gravel areas. And it's just kind of normal to catch them in these areas, and just a great fishing day. Nice fish, huh?
It's always fun when you can catch them pitching jigs too, but you know, generally then when people have their boat in, say, 7-8 feet of water, and they're just casting right up onto the bluff.
Yeah, most of the time just flipping right on the bluffs, and yeah, that's the main way to catch them during the spawn. At night, the walleyes will go into the riprap areas and get in the shallow water. They'll be splashing up in that shallow water anywhere from 1 to 3 and 4 feet of water. By pulling crankbaits that along the shoreline up there in shallow water, that's real effective. And as the day progresses and the sun comes out, the walleyes eventually they go deeper, and they're tougher to catch. But they're in there by the hundreds early in the morning, like 2 hours before daybreak.
Yeah, our area is noted as the action is the attraction. We go out there and we catch lots of numbers, 50, 60, 100, 200 when the bite's going good. We take lots of families, lots of kids. We really specialize in taking kids out. Lots of wives come out. We're not afraid to take women out in the water. They shouldn't be afraid to come. They just have a ball.
Feel like a good one?
Looks like a pretty nice walleye.
Yeah, they're scrappy.
That one's gonna be a 15-inch plus, isn't he? 16. The way he's coming in, looks like a little heavier fish. There, bring him right on now. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, there's a nice scrappy walleye. Yeah.
That's about 16 and a half, about 17-inch walleye.
Look good in grease, huh?
Small, nice
there's
walleye.
a walleye.
You bet. There we are.
Boy, that one was fighting hard.
Yeah. Nailed it good, huh? Nice fish.
Now, when do people generally start coming out here, Gary? Are people fishing out here all winter long?
Most of the time, the boat fishing gets started in about early March. We do a lot of walleye fishing in February below the dam, but this is usually all froze up here until the middle of March. Then it starts to open up, and that's when we start getting people out here from.
And so there's no closed season, so generally March or so, this is when this kicks in.
March is about when the walleyes start going on this reservoir. Below the dam at Fort Thompson, we'll start catching fish on early ice out in probably around the middle of February. And it's good up there at times. They're really good up there at times. But this is a March, April, May. This lake here will hold good walleye fishing up until middle of June, going into July, and then the rest of the time we're fishing up on Lake Sharpe. Nice fish.
Yeah, nice.
Got him on that
A
purple
lot of
jig,
nice
huh?
eaters in here. All right. I'll get on the other side of your line here. I'd like to give a special thanks to Gary Allen and his son Mike for providing a great day of fishing on Lake Francis Cay.